Hello. So in this video, we are going to talk about why you should always reread the assignment sheet before you submit a project. Hopefully, many of you already do this, but I've taught for a while now. I've taught for almost a decade and a half. One thing that I frequently observe when my students turn in projects is that they have made mistakes that if you read the assignment sheet, you should not be making. And so I can only conclude one of two things. One, either they just don't read the assignment sheet, which I think is what's most likely, or two, they read the assignment sheet and then frequently just decide to do a thing that I either explicitly say not to do in the assignment sheet or to not do a thing I explicitly say to do. And I think it's less likely that they decide that very many students make a conscious decision to just completely ignore guidance in the assignment sheet. I think it's much more likely that people just do not reread or do not reread carefully. So in my classes, I know not all instructors do this, but in my classes, we always go over assignment sheets in class. I have students read the sections aloud, and then we periodically throughout different sections, we will talk about, okay, what is the important information you need to know to do this assignment correctly? And I try and get them to hit all of the high points, all of the things in that section that's important for them to be aware of. And so I think there's one element of this where students say, we went over it in class. I remember it. I understand it well enough, and I don't need to reread the assignment sheet. I think that's part of it. I think for some people, that's what it is. They are overconfident in their ability to remember the details of what the assignment required. If it's a very basic assignment sheet, that may be fine, actually. You may be able to get away with that. But if the assignment sheet has a number of details and a number of moving parts that you need to be aware of, it's unlikely that several weeks after going over it in class, you're going to remember everything. So I think that's one thing. Another thing, another reason I think that students often don't go back and reread the assignment sheet or don't reread it carefully is because they think they know how to write whatever document it is, whether this is a research essay, whether it's a rhetorical analysis or evaluation, whether it's job application documents, whatever it is. I think often students think that they have a sense of how to approach it, either because of what they've learned in previous classes or because of what we've learned in my class. That is not necessarily the same thing as you know what the assignment itself requires. And so, again, this is one of the things. If I explicitly say to do X thing, and you don't do X thing because there is a version of this type of project where you wouldn't have to, your grade will reflect that you didn't do X thing. This is one of the things. And there's a couple of reasons I'm being critical of this. There's a couple of reasons why I'm urging people to reread assignment sheets. One is that your grade will be better if you do all the stuff that you have to do and don't do stuff you're not supposed to do. If you follow the instructions, your grade will be better than if you don't follow the instructions. I think that's a fairly straightforward and obvious one. Two, it makes your instructor's life better. We generally would rather grade good stuff. It is quicker and easier for me to read something that is an A paper than it is to read something that is a C paper and to explain why it's a C paper. So generally, your instructors prefer to get good assignments. And so if you do what the assignment sheet says, it will be a better assignment, making your instructor happier. Third, this is actually an important professional skill. You need to be able to follow detailed instructions and to do what you are told in your professional life. in your job. If your employer, if your boss gives you instructions to do something and you do it wrong, then you've done it wrong. And it's unlikely that your boss is going to just be like, meh, whatever. It's more likely that there will be professional repercussions of some kind for this because you have not done the thing that you were supposed to do, the thing that you were tasked with doing. And so, while you are in university, now is a very, very good time to develop not only that skill, but that habit of mind, that skill of reading an assignment sheet or instructions carefully and critically, but also that habit. Just be used to going back and checking your work against what you need to do. Reread those standards, re-look at that assignment sheet, and make sure that what you are turning in conforms to that assignment sheet's requirements to the best of your ability. And that is then a habit you will take forward into your professional life. You will be used to looking at instructions and making sure that what you are doing completes the task you've been given, which will make your boss happy, which will improve your professional life, which will generally, everybody wins. That's the long and the short of it. You put in a relatively small amount of time to go back and carefully reread the assignment sheet, and everybody wins. Short term, long term, everybody wins. You get better grades, your instructors are happier, you learn a good skill that you can take into your professional life, and then when you take that into your professional life, your boss is happy, your career is improved. It's wins all around. So, yeah. Reread assignment sheets carefully and critically before you turn in the assignment. Make sure you're doing the assignment correctly. Thank you.